Practicing Healthful Living. The readers of this book may have read Health Principles Learned from the Bible. This chapter covers God's prescription shared with patients who have visited the Bethel Sanitarium and experienced restoration of spiritual, mental, and physical health. I will share how to practice healthful living principles. Anyone can receive help by carrying out the principles, not merely knowing them. Whether one is a Christian or not, if he reads this book, acknowledges that there is a Maker and uses the natural remedies which He has given for our health, anyone can recover from their illness. Listening to and practicing the Word of God constitutes the life of faith. This chapter is written to help patients who are unable to come to the Bethel Sanitarium but are being cared for at home. Whether staying at home or working, if patients adjust their schedule and follow preventative practices taught in this book, including a regular routine or a fixed schedule for daily life, restoration of health will be enhanced. I also recommend these principles to those who are interested in diet, beauty, anti-aging, etc. If we continue this lifestyle, we can control our weight. How to apply what we know. Whether a person has undergone surgery due to cancer or is using anti-cancer drugs, he can prevent reoccurrence if he stops taking unnecessary drugs, follows the health principles given here, and fastidiously follows a daily healthy lifestyle schedule. Even for those who have not had surgery or have not used anti-cancer drugs, if they practice a healthy lifestyle, the body will regenerate immunity on its own and natural healing will occur. The pain will cease and the cancerous mass will also shrink and eventually disappear. Even if the size of cancer is very large, or it is life-threatening and surgery is necessary, after the surgery, it would be good for one not to use anti-cancer drugs and instead practice healthful living immediately. Treatment received through healthful living and natural remedies will strengthen the natural healing power of the body. Anyone, whether sick or well, needs to practice healthful living. When suffering from cancer, fasting is a tremendous help for the healing process. In fact, fasting is an effective aid in the healing process of a wide variety of conditions such as inflammation, uterine fibroids, atopic skin diseases, cardiac angina or cerebral infarction due to vascular disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, gout, autoimmune diseases, etc. People who are overweight can water fast for 2 to 3 days, but those who are underweight or have diabetes should not water fast, but instead can fruit fast for 2 to 3 days. While fasting, it would be good to stop certain drug medications. During the fasting period, the body itself performs the job that the medications have done, as well as other functions that the medication could not do. However, some medications, if stopped abruptly, may cause death. Those who may experience an immediate life-threatening effect if they stop medication should not fast. Instead, they can eat a fruit diet or an abstemious diet, and they will be able to reduce their medication gradually. When the health condition improves, they can cut out the drugs. Please note that this is not medical advice by a licensed medical professional. Each individual circumstance is different. Therefore, it is prudent to be under the care of a licensed medical professional when adjusting or ceasing prescription medication. When adjusting the diet like this, most diabetic patients find their blood sugar levels improve and complications disappear. However, if in some instances the blood sugar level in the morning or evening goes over 200, a very small amount of insulin is needed to bring down the blood sugar level to between 100 and 120. There is risk of hypoglycemia if we use the same amount of insulin we normally use while following this new healthy lifestyle. If a person experiences low blood sugar, use a little honey mixed in water to immediately raise the blood sugar level. Hypertension patients who have a blood pressure level of 160 or higher need to take medication temporarily, but when their blood pressure reduces and normalizes, if they continue to follow the health principles from the Bible, they will not need to take blood pressure medication as long as they live. When we practice a healthy lifestyle, accumulated waste in blood vessels clear out, clogged vessels open, and blood is purified. Blood pressure will return to normal, and other complications caused by vessels clogging will go away. When autoimmune diseases cause various symptoms in patients, it is important for them to faithfully follow the daily schedule and to commit to daily change their thoughts from the negative to the positive. They need to meet Jesus and be changed. Practicing a healthy lifestyle will be helpful to everyone, whether they are sick adults, growing children, or elderly people. When they follow the healthy lifestyle schedule even for just a few days, they will see changes happening in the body, and if they continue on for 1 or 2 months, their body's natural healing power will activate and they will experience healing. Those who want to practice a healthy lifestyle must stop their bad eating and drinking habits, and start afresh. Then, starting now, let's practice the daily schedule. Schedule for healthful living. Wake up between 5 and 6 a.m. The time can be adjusted according to personal circumstances. Drink water. As soon as you get up, brush your teeth and drink 1 glass of water. If time allows, drink 1 more glass at least 30 minutes before breakfast. People who are water fasting or fruit fasting will do the same. Meditation of the Word and prayer. Start the day with faith by surrendering your broken heart and sick body to God through the reading of His Word and communion with Him in prayer. Exercise. Do light exercise or stretching. Breakfast at 7:30 a.m. Regular meals. The energy for the day comes from breakfast, so you need to eat well in the morning. Eat healthy meals, such as those mentioned in this book. Serving amount. You must eat only enough to not be hungry, and remember not to eat the next meal if you don't feel hungry. Do not eat a variety of dishes, but eat simple meals. Remember, snacking, overeating, and binge eating are like digging one's own grave. Walking. Do not lie down after a meal. Keep your posture upright and go for a moderately paced walk for 30 minutes to help with digestion. Drinking water. 2 to 3 hours after a meal and up to 30 minutes before the next meal, drink 2 or more glasses of pure water. Do not put anything in the mouth between meals except for drinking water. Not even a peanut or a glass of juice is allowed. This should be observed between every meal. Fruit fasting. People who are fruit fasting will eat only fruit at every meal, not a regular meal. When fruit fasting, they should not eat many kinds of fruit, but only 1 fruit in small quantities. For example, if it is an apple, just eat 1 regular-sized apple, typically 2 medium-sized fruits, or about 1.5 cups of cut fruit. One can eat any fruit he or she likes, except for pineapple, and it is good to eat a different fruit at each meal. Water fasting. Those who want to water fast should drink a glass of water with a little salt for each meal. Between meals, drink 2 or more glasses of pure water. Do not eat anything between meals. Drug medication. When fasting, it is good to stop taking unnecessary medication. Various diseases. For patients with symptoms from a variety of diseases, such as cancer, hypertension, hyperlipidemia, various skin diseases, autoimmunity, etc., and those who are overweight, if they have the strength, it would be good to fast for 2 or 3 more days. Based on each patient's weight, strength, and condition, additional days of fasting may be beneficial. Fasting helps to remove toxins and restore the body. Partaking of meals. When patients cannot fast due to the weakness of their body or lack of physical strength, they can instead eat a small amount of rice or eat a piece of fruit at each meal. Gastrointestinal disorders. With patients who have stomach pain due to stomach ulcers, gastritis, or a weak digestive system, do not go on a water fast or fruit fast. Instead, eat white rice porridge at each meal. Olive oil. Follow the water drinking routine as those who are on a normal meal diet. Take 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 1 teaspoon of charcoal powder in a cup, mix well, and drink before bedtime. Take this formula whenever one has stomach ulcer pain. After 3 to 4 days, the ulcer pain will go away, and inflammation will be healed. After this, eat small portions for meals for a few days, and, when the patient is healed, go back to eating normal-sized healthy meals. After fasting, participants must go through a recovery period before eating normal meals. If a patient fasted 1 or 2 days, they could eat temperate portions for their recovery meals. If a person did a water fast for 3 days, their first meal should be only 1 spoon of brown rice, chewed thoroughly for a long time. Beginning with the second meal, eat a spoonful of rice and a spoonful of a side dish, gradually increase the portions, meal by meal, until reaching the portions of a full meal. Transitioning to a fruit fast. After 1 or 2 days of water fasting, the transition to a fruit fast should start with half the regular amount of fruit. If a person transitions to a fruit fast after a 3-day, or longer, water fast, for the first meal, take a quarter of an apple, peel and discard the skin, and chew the piece of apple thoroughly. At the next meal, eat a half of another kind of fruit, and at the following meal, eat 3/4 of a different fruit. After a day has passed, begin eating the portions of a normal fruit fast. After fruit fasting, when starting to eat regular meals after fruit fasting, begin with a reduced food intake. After a few days of recovery, they may eat a normal meal. Water fasting, fruit fasting, and porridge fasting are the first steps in restoring health, but when people go back to their old eating habits, the body systems get worse. Therefore, they need to follow the laws of health and eat healthy as they have learned in this book. Then, for the rest of their lives, they will not suffer from serious diseases. If patients do not recover even after they have followed the instructions properly, or if an emergency situation occurs, seek professional help from doctors. Manual labor or exercise at 10 a.m. Outdoor activities. Go outside and exercise vigorously. Go for a walk, work in the garden, plant vegetables, clean around the house, etc. Do activities that will awaken the body and mind. Ventilation. Open windows and doors to ventilate the air in the house. Air out blankets in the sunlight to disinfect them. Maintain cleanliness around the house and prevent the rotting of dead foliage and trash. Lunch at 12:30 p.m. Meals. For lunch, like breakfast, eat a regular meal, fruit fast, or water fast. Resting. After lunch, don't lie down, but go for a moderate walk for 30 minutes and then take a rest. Afternoon exercise and rest at 3 p.m. Walking. Go for a walk in the afternoon for 1 to 2 hours in the sun, walk fast enough to perspire. Bathing. After exercising, take a shower and put on clean clothes. Resting. Take a short break to relieve fatigue. Meditation and prayer. Take time to reflect and repent in order to repair broken relationships. Read this book carefully once again to examine whether everything is carried out properly, and check where you are in your relationship with God and the changes in your lifestyle. Drinking water. 2 to 3 hours after lunch and up to 30 minutes before dinner, drink 2 or more glasses of pure water. Dinner at 5:30 p.m. Light meal. A light dinner should be eaten and digested completely before going to bed. While the body is sleeping, the stomach should also be at rest. Overweight. People who want to lose weight are advised to skip dinner and drink 1 or 2 glasses of water. Fragile people. People who are physically weak ought to eat half of a normal meal or 1 fruit of any kind for dinner. Drinking water. 2 hours after a light meal, drink 2 or 3 glasses of water before bed. Finish daily schedule at 7 p.m. Worship. If possible, let the whole family gather together to read the Bible and have worship as the day closes in order to be united in carrying out healthful living. Even if alone, seek the Maker God and reflect on the day. Sleep at 9 p.m. Bedtime. The body regenerates during sleep. Therefore, make sure not to hinder sleep. In particular, sleeping between 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is really helpful in healing. If this practical healthy lifestyle is helpful, it is time to share it with others, first to family members, then friends and neighbors, and even with the far distant relatives. There are many ill people around us suffering and dying because they do not know this simple, practical way to healing and saving grace. The pride of modern medicine has collapsed in the presence of the force of COVID-19. The whole world is in terror. There will be even more grievous infectious diseases in the future, and if modern medicine cannot help us, the best thing we can do is to build up our immune system to protect ourselves. Furthermore, people need to let go of their bad habits and pay attention to the practical healthy lifestyle. In times like these, those who want to be a medical missionary can utilize a variety of ways to help people, by teaching others the basic principles of healthful living, by operating their own individual sanitariums at home, or by visiting patients' homes and teaching them. This brings the benefits of healing to those who are suffering from diseases, and even helps healthy people to learn to prevent illnesses. The health messages in this book are God's prescription for healthful living, and they have been proven to work at Bethel. Therefore, just by practicing it, anyone can experience the restoration of their health.